Was goody. Forgot to start my own party. So give me 1 second here. Stand by. Okay, I'm in here. Okay. Yeah, so, um, sorry, no camera today. Let me turn this TV down so the audio don't kick back. Um, so yeah, no video still, you know. So still staying with family. Trip got extended because, there's a death in the family, so, I'm gonna just stay here for a little bit and, be with family for a while longer. But yeah, you see the title, you know what it is. I get on here and I rant. For those of y'all that aren't up on game and don't know how this goes, I just play video games and I just rant. And yes, I will take that 100K. Thank you. So I just get on here and I rant and, keep it real. So, essentially, we were talking about in the last podcast episode, does a transgender woman being passable matter for men or not? And, really, I think what people should probably understand is that, don't completely matter. Because what I'm saying is, like, essentially what everybody wants is you want to be on everybody's potential roster. So, women and men, they don't want any options closed off to them. I should go to my nightclub. No, casino. But yeah, they don't want any options closed off to them. And it's just like, yo, if you got to look that somebody ain't into, then they're just not into it, and you just got to keep it fucking moving. Like, I'm a big guy. Not every woman likes big men, and that's cool. I keep that junk pushing. But I'm not going to sit here and complain about it and try and bully people into liking what I am when it's clear that they don't.
Hey, what's happening with it, pimp?
All right, yeah, I'll get over there to it. But anywho, it's just like, dude, be cool with people not liking what you are, and fucks with the people that celebrate who and what you are, because, I'm just over there, like, but you have to like me, and why don't people like me, and this is a problem, and so what? So, that whole passability argument is just crazy, and it was crazy. It got a little bit off track, I'm not gonna lie. We'll probably change how we do the shows in the future, and we'll probably have to limit the how much the comments can actually affect the flow of the show, because we kind of got off track talking about high maintenance women, and the definition of it got super confused when it's really simple. High maintenance woman is a woman that you have to put a lot of energy into her maintenance. So, if there's a lot of energy being poured into a lot of energy, money, time being poured into, a woman's maintenance, and it don't come from her, she's high maintenance. It means that man's going to have to put a lot of energy into her being maintained, energy and money, in maintaining her looks. So that's essentially what high maintenance is. So, I mean, it's not for me, because, I'm not interested in taking on a dependent. Definitely not interested in taking on a dependent. My life is suited to afford Chris. And, no matter, well, I'll take that. No matter how much money I make, no matter how much my salary increases, even if I'm in the latter society or not, my living situation is going to be suited for Chris, not for more than Chris. So, you know, I remember I was dating a girl, and then, you know, essentially she was broke, unemployed, didn't want to work. I even helped her redo her resume. Was on her back about applying to jobs to get back on her feet. She just didn't do anything but sit there and play her stupid games on her phone. She had a video game addiction, a phone video game addiction. So it was just like she just wouldn't. She wouldn't. You know. Oh, hold on, let me make sure I don't get killed here. All right. Okay, nobody trying to kill Chris right now. So yeah, this girl, like, she wouldn't get a job, but it's like, yo, um, I make good money. I'm legit like in the top 13% of all black male earners in this country. Like, I make good money. My salary is pretty nice, but my budget, my lifestyle has been built for Chris, not for Chris and girl who doesn't want to work. So, you know, in order for me to afford her, I would have to come down off of that luxury apartment, and I had a really nice high-end apartment, a nice high-end building. Have to come off of that. I would have to downgrade my life in order to afford the second human that I didn't put on this planet. Like, it ain't my child. So, you know, when it comes to this whole like traditional and men, you know. Oh yeah, Mike, it is. Well, yeah, it's that ex one, you know, well, the ex that you know from New York. But you know, essentially, I didn't you know, I didn't put nobody, I didn't birth no child. Like, I'm not responsible for a second human. So, you know, when we were talking about high maintenance and what men can really afford and all that stuff, like, yo, affording a second human is a lot. It is a lot, y'all. And you know, I'm definitely not living my best life affording a second person. I'm downgrading. So, um, yeah, you know, we're talking about high maintenance, and that's what we were talking about on the show a little bit. But you know, that whole conversation we probably could have did without in the show. But you know, we're gonna be, whew, oh shoot, oh, I guess I haven't been taking care of my drug business. This is my meth lab. I souped it up. I bought all the extra things so it looks like a Breaking Bad meth lab. And I bought some extra personnel to keep my product running out quicker. I'm also the president of a motorcycle club called, oh, wait, oh, bitch. Well, my motorcycle club is called New Edition. So, you know, that's dope. But yeah, the next show we definitely gonna be answering some questions. You know, because the girls are sending in questions in terms of like sex and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I don't think the answers are gonna be as salacious or sensational as they think it's gonna be. You know, one of the questions that they wanted us to ask was, uh, uh, who, who taught you how to please a trans woman, and where are you learning from? Hey, Courtney. And I'm just like, we'll see what kind of answers we get. I'm gonna have a pretty diverse group of guys on the show, but I think they're, you know, expecting us to actually like give out a name, and that's not gonna happen because what a lot of girls don't know is just, and that's just how it is with sex in general. Like, people, it's on the job training. Don't nobody have a sensei. Ain't no Mr. Miyagi sitting there, wax on, wax off. Like, like, come on. You know. So, and you know, you're right, Mike. It's nobody's business. Nobody has a right to it. But you know, my platform is here to fill in the blanks because there's so much women don't know about men. And you know, give I'd rather give answers and give input, and not just me, everybody else on the panel, so that, you know, they don't have to guess anymore. They don't have to fill in the blanks in terms of what men like, what we're all about, all that stuff. Like, it's just, you know, because Mike, you do know, you know how girls will fill in the blanks. and it's usually you know, what dictates whether how they fill in the blanks is usually dictated by, you know, their ooh, excuse me, by their, you know, dysphoria, bitterness, whatever else happened to them, you know, or not even to them, to somebody that they know. Because people, you know, build assumptions off of other people's experiences, and it's just a mess. But yeah, it is. I don't know. Is this? I don't know, Courtney, why they're asking who taught you, but that's what it is. That's what they want to know. It's some other stuff, but the girls are gonna start asking all these like sexual questions, and I think one of them was like, "Who taught you?" And then like, how do you keep your skills sharp? Like, okay. So, um, but I'm gonna have a diverse group just to make sure that, you know, people from a lot of different perspectives can chime in, because that's one thing we don't talk about as men. We don't talk about sex, because in the transgender community, men talking about sex, talking about enjoying sex is a no-no. We are not allowed to kind of really live in it and enjoy it and talk about it. Not in the way that the girls do. The girls get to be fucking sex hounds, freaks all day. But, you know, the guys, if we do that, you know, now you're a chaser. So we have to, in order to not be called a chaser, we have to drive all of our conversation away from sex, away from what we like, away from what we're really attracted to. You know, another girl that sent me a DM after the show saying like, yeah, I would love for you guys to talk about whether you like pre-op or post-op. And I'm like, and Mike knows, we've been there. We've been there with the show. The show's almost 2 years old. We've been having conversations almost every week. Especially in the early part of the show, we talked about it. And, you know, I laid off of that pre or post-op conversation because, to be real, not everybody can handle the truth. Not everybody can handle the truth. So, you know, some girls may take it.
So,
Some girls will take it personally. Oh, fuck. I need a new vehicle for this one. Or whatever, fuck. Let me a new vehicle for this one. I can't do this on a motorbike. So, yeah, a lot of girls can't handle the truth when it comes to that. Because, you know, they'll take it personally if... And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, you know? If you're not what somebody likes, then just keep it moving. It is what it is. And that's fine. If somebody don't like me, that's cool. It happens. There's plenty of fish in the sea. But, you know, girls will take it personal. Oh, what? So he don't like post-op. And now ain't nobody reading him for Phil for that? Oh, okay, well, fuck these guys and this, and this. And it's a whole fucking thing. So that's why I don't talk about that stuff anymore, because girls can't handle the truth. They can't. And there are some women, whether it's their dysphoria, whatever, they can't handle that men actually like women with penises. And they can't handle the truth that that's what really draws them into this space in the first place. There may be some that be like, oh yeah, I don't care either way. That's cool. So maybe I'll do it right after this. I should have went further away. Shit. But yeah, it's I would love to have honest conversations, but you know, the truth is just not what people want. Now I gotta go somewhere and calm these. At least I'm not under a time constraint with this one. But yeah, I wish people would handle the truth more. But I wish we could have an honest conversation and move things forward and get people, you know, in a space where we can really, you know, hear each other out and understand each other. So, but we're not in that space just yet, and that really kind of sucks. Definitely sucks. God, I gotta lose these fucking stars. Whatever, I got all the time in the world. So yeah, I'm sorry. Courtney says what? I don't think it should be their business unless you two are specifically talking, but kudos to you guys for giving the ladies what they want. I'm assuming it says want. Yeah, I mean, the show is for men, but, answering these questions, and also answering these questions, but then also, men hearing other men share perspectives that may be similar to their own, or, hearing or seeing men that they can identify with definitely counts for a lot. Definitely counts for a lot. So, like, that's a big deal. Okay, let me see here. Vehicles. Gotta get rid of my vehicle. Turn. So, yeah. Like, somebody else you might be like, yeah, but I don't like post-op. And then somebody else like, oh, dang, I don't either. And now I feel more comfortable and secure in, saying that, or I do. And, okay, cool, there's other guys like me that do. I guess just all that stuff. But, this is a big deal.
You need something, huh?
Mostly due to
let me know.
The girls in their dysphoria and the other bullshit going on with them. Like, it's a lot.
It's coming at you.
It really is. So, because what happens with a lot of guys who say they don't like post-op, then the girls will turn around and say, oh, well, you're just a dick chaser. You're just a chaser. You don't really like us. And, now they're completely invalidated. And that's just, obviously trash. Where my mind's at? God, this sucks. Oh! How did I die? Oh, wow. Well, anywho. So, it's just a whole thing, but I don't mind answering this. It's just, the issue is people want these answers so badly, but it's just like, yo, man, can you really you want this question answered? And and the person who wants it answered may be able to handle it, but then some other girl on the internet who's, going through some things might be like, yo, what the hell? It might be a whole other thing. So yeah, right, I don't know what the hell happened. Where am I? Okay, there's one straight ahead here. I'm just glad I'm not under a time constraint, or else I would lose. I'm glad these things are still, so I don't actually need to steal a different car. Sorry, security guard. This is my truck now. Bye-bye. They don't get paid enough. They be trying to kill people over this junk. They don't get paid enough. But yeah, so also, the crazy thing, something that I've been experiencing lately is, how just feedback. Like, you guys will be surprised at how, some of the women come off when they're given feedback. Because I mean, really, by the time we're done talking, I'm like, well, maybe you need to start your own brand, because they're looking to me to give them what they want specifically, and like stay on the brand that they want it to be. And it's like, yeah, well, you should be talking about this, and you should have these kinds of people on your show, and you should be doing all this. And I'm like, okay, well, that ain't what I'm doing, and that ain't my mission. Like, I'm very intentional with what I do with my show and the kinds of people I have on. Oh, this is Grand Theft Auto, Courtney. This is Grand Theft Auto Online. So, I had a girl telling me I should have more therapists on the show. And, one of the things on my Patreon I want to do is, I want to talk to some of my friends who are in sex work and, kind of offer essentially tips, tutorials, resources for men who are actually seeking interaction with women, escorts. And, essentially, I was talking. Actually, it's the girl. Sorry. um, I was talking to a young woman on the phone. She was a fan of the show, and we were just chopping it up. Because I will like take your call. Like if you want to talk about the show and just share your feedback, I will listen. So we were talking, and somehow we got into her past in sex work, and she just started talking about like, yeah, well, the girls like this and the girls don't like that, and this is what a good client is. Like a good client does this. We don't want clients that do that. And there were just lots of different things that she was listing off there, and I'm like, yo, well, I mean, I didn't know any of that. And it isn't the basic things like obviously don't beat up the girls and that kind of junk, but she was listing all these things, and I'm just like, wow, well, that sounds like helpful information that somebody who's actually seeking that might want to know. So then I, decided to, create some, well, I'm sorry, I decided to plan to create some content on my Patreon, offering a helpful guide to men, because here's the thing, sex work is big in the trans community and it ain't going anywhere, and the community ain't pushing it out. So this is here to stay. There will be men that will be in this space, so why not offer something that'll help them and then help the girls in return by giving them knowledge in terms of what the girls want. So that's essentially what I had planned to do. I had listed it as like a piece of content that's coming on my Patreon, and then one girl was like, well, I don't know if I want to sign up for your Patreon because it seems like you're catering, this is all just for men who want to be engaged in sex work. And I showed her a video. I'm like, yo, here's a link. Like if you guys what's the name? Let me grab my phone. I put one of my Patreon videos on the public YouTube platform. So you're watching on YouTube right now. So it's there for you to see. I forget. It's called After Hours.
That's what we were looking.
So I started a side brand called After Hours on the Patreon. After Hours is mixed gender conversations, and we're really just laid back. We're not worrying about PC and being canceled or none of that junk. We're just having real honest conversations, and it is mixed gender, so the girls is there, and we all just having fun kicking it. But ain't nobody worried about being canceled or nothing like that. We just talking shit and just being grimy and just having fun. And we've had a few guy chat sessions on there where we kept it a lot more real than we do on the public platform. And to be honest, I keep it real. I keep it more real on these video game live streams. So if you're watching this and you want to hear the real, like, yo, watch these video game live streams, because I talk some shit in here that I normally don't talk in on the main platform, because to be real, ain't nobody really watching these. Ain't nobody watching these streams like that. So I kind of get to be a lot more loose.
So,
let's see here. Ranting my vehicle. Request personal vehicle. Come on, Duke of Death. So I got this dope muscle car that it's just a bulldozer. It's awesome. Why did they put it so far away? So I'm just getting supplies so my operation can continue to make meth, so I can sell drugs to the community. I also have a cocaine operation, document forgery, counterfeit money. Got a lot going on. But this is just for the biker gang. I didn't start no I also have a nightclub, but yeah, I guess I should probably go there and see if I have any money left. I don't know. But anywho, so yeah, that's what's going on with me, y'all. This whole, like, I need to be for everyone and everyone needs to want me, it's just a fucking problem, and I hate it. I really do hate it. I really do much not enjoy it because, you know, now you're trying to force people to like you, and if they don't like you, that's a problem. Now, for me, you know, I say I would draw the line when it comes to race. Oop. Some transition. Okay, Corny. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, that's great. But you know, that's another thing. Wow. And I understand it, especially from the sex work girls, but yo, they gotta check that shit. They gotta check that shit. When it's just like, yo, so many girls have such a low opinion of men, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you can't expect to deal with the highest quality of man. I'm sorry, you can't expect to engage with the highest quality of men when you're, you know, an escort. Like, the highest quality guys that you're thinking of are not going to be in that pool. Like, you can't judge all men by your sex work clients. So, you know, it's like people just make the worst assumptions about men, and it's just like, come on, man, you gotta check that. That's not cool. It's real experiences. You did go through X, Y, and Z. That is true. I'm not trying to, you know, cancel out somebody's actual experience, but you got to put that shit in context. In the context of sex work, you know, this is, with all that experience, this is what you're thinking about men, or this is what you're seeing from sex work clients, not all men. So, and, you know, what is it? I'm sorry, I want to read your comment here. Now that more men are approaching me on a more, I don't even know what to say half the time if I can trust them. And I feel you on that, you know. So I'm also not saying don't be discerning. Like, definitely be discerning and catch the bullshit, you know. And I caution men to do that all the time because, yo, yeah, ladies, these men will play in your face, but fellas, these women will play in your face too, and it will be a whole thing. I don't know if it's bitter, Liberty. I don't know if it's bitterness, but there's just this deep-seated anger and like just genuine just mistrust, dislike of men. Like, it's like I just don't fuck with men, period, at this point. And but you know, that whole tune changes when the right guy comes around, you know. Shamar Moore rolls up, it's a different story. Then it's, oh no, I don't hate men. It's like, okay, oh shit, okay, it's gonna be one of these situations. Well, time for everyone to die. Oh crap, almost got hit by a truck. Who wants to die? Let's see if I can go through this door. Can I? No. Okay, well, let's go through here. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me pull up my phone here, y'all, so I can see all the comments, because the comments are rolling through, and PlayStation is not doing a good job of making it so that I can see everyone's comments. So first, let me get my armored car, just in case somebody wants to come by and kill me. Then let me check these comments real quick, because I need to catch up with y'all on this conversation. Okay, here we go. All right, sorry, catching up on the conversation. So I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I had to put the escort stuff on hold. It was starting to dig on me. Just join Chris. Are you saying some of the girls are bitter? I don't know what I can't. I don't want to put that label on there because bitter is like a I don't know. We kind of jump to that way too quick now. Or I'm sorry, that's becoming a term that just it shuts people down, and they don't want to hear what you got to say because they're like, oh great, bitter. Yeah, why are we like? It's I don't know. It's a term that's starting to be triggering for people. LOL. Some of my sisters say stay on men's neck. It'd be funny sometimes. I'm like, geez, put the gun down. I mean, I'm with you on that, Liberty, and I'll be like, yo. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, do you even like men? Like, if you don't like men, that's cool. Just, be honest about that junk. Like, if you, want to be a full, like, trans lesbian, then be that. A lot of the white girls are on that junk. So, but I be catching the white girls up in that a lot more because they just be sitting there shitting on dudes and they be like so, like, I don't know. They be straight up assholes about shit, but I'm like, dude, you don't even like guys. Like, why are you even talking about men? You don't even like us. You're not attracted to men. You don't have relationships with men. So, that's like me sitting there bashing on just cisgender women when that ain't even in my dating pool right now. Well, because I'm in a relationship, so it's just like, yeah. But I don't know, it's just like going out of my way to bash a group of people I don't even fuck with like that right now. Like, I'm not even dealing with them. So, it's just weird. But, at some point, just like with the men, when you get these incel men mad at women, why do women do this? And they, upset about them not picking the nice guys or whatever else, and upset about whatever else. It's like, dude, you're staying eternally mad. And at some point, I have to ask you, do you even like women? Like, it seems like you got a lot of rage and you just don't even like them. Like, I'm not saying they're gay or anything. It's just like they just generally just are generally annoyed with women. So, in the same vein, I ask these girls, like, yo, do you even like men? Like, y'all sit here and obsess over dick all day, but then when you start talking about the individuals that thing is actually attached to, you fucking hate them. Don't make no sense. Yeah, I think I'm free. All right. I had to get out the city. Oh, great. This is why we take the air bike everywhere, so we don't have to deal with people trying to kill us. Oh, a motorcycle guy's trying to kill us. Imagine trying to drive a motorcycle in this rain. Really? You just gonna... I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get back. I just don't want to get shot up while I'm trying to look at my comments here, because the comments on the side of the screen, it's just, there's just not enough room. Not enough room at all. Alright, so let me catch the fuck up. So I had to yes, put the guns down. It's great at first, but I'm gonna realize escorting just wasn't for me. That's great. That's dope, Courtney. That's really dope. At least you got to a point where you can realize that for yourself. And
Resupply.
Um, I'm gonna just be real. You got to look past where you at. Like, I'm looking at some of these young girls and they all up into sex work and whatever, whatever. But what do you want for your future? Like, there's got to be something else out there that you want. And in 2022, you can have it. Like, I know discrimination is out there and it isn't, completely open, but it's a lot more open than it was, back in the day of Pose. You can get into school. You can go work in the diversity and inclusion in whatever company. Like, you can get into HR. Like, and then you don't even have to fully be open trans at your job. You can be stealth at work if that's what is called for. You can do that. But I guess one of the craziest things was me and some of the guys were in a club. We had started a clubhouse space, and this young woman, her name was Samaya, and she's 24. And we're guys. We're sitting there talking about our experiences. And, at 24, kids think they know everything. So, but she literally, like, straight face told all of us that sex work is a rite of passage in the trans community. Like, a rite of passage? Like, what? That's how you see it right now? Like, what else do you want from your life? And it's crazy I mean, it blew my mind. It blew every guy in there. It blew all of our minds to hear a woman say that sex work is a rite of passage to be a trans woman. Like, where did she learn that? Who's informing her of that? And it's just like, but nobody in the community is going to correct her on that. They might say it shouldn't be, but they might. I don't know. And that is also a big difference. Like, I had, that was one thing I saw early, was that the strong division between the young and the older women, and then the division between girls who sex work and ones who don't. Because I have friends who just didn't go into it, and other girls have, like, distanced themselves from them because they don't sex work. Oh, you ain't really down. You ain't really one of us. You're not having the real trans experience because you're not sex working. And looking at them like, oh, well, so you think you too good? Like, it's crazy. There's stuff that has been thrown at girls that I've known throughout the years that just wanted to go a different path and didn't want to do that. I'm sorry. Liberty, Courtney, I appreciate y'all for chiming in here. Sorry, line my girlfriend the same way. I think so too, Courtney. I was talking about that to a sister of mine. Want to see you change. Like, we need to revamp our image. Meaning, I don't want us to be known as just escorts. Facts. Want to see us as doctors, lawyers. Image more broad. Then I feel men will start wifing us up in numbers. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. And that's the thing, is men are wifing the girls up. Like, I mean, not in big enough numbers where all the girls know somebody that's married, but then that's another side of it, is girls are getting wifed up, and then they just completely disconnect from the community. They, from what I understand, from what I've been told, in an effort to protect their relationship, they separate from the community because they don't want any of the toxicity, any of the negativity from some of the girls in there to affect them, their relationship, whatever. So they just disconnect. And then, you got a lot of girls who don't see it because all the girls who are married just disconnect. Then all the ones that still connected is girls who aren't married, or I don't know. But it's just not those ones. There's definitely a separation where, like, the men in our men's groups is a bunch of guys who are married. We see, like, it's common to see guys in the group who are married talking about their wives or relationships or what they had to go through and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, so then it sends somebody like me out into the world like, oh, well, I know this is totally normal because I know a bunch of guys who are married. Like, marriage is possible because I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing these relationships. I can model, these relationships because I'm seeing them. So that's definitely another thing. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, let's see. This is that. Yeah. Yeah. We're a long ways from that. I feel like it's the gay stigma that holds back most of society. But Courtney, that gay stigma is it's a creature of the community's own creation. It's like the gay stigma won't. If we can't erase the gay stigma from the trans community itself, I mean, how can you expect it to be erased with everyone else? So there's girls that legit think, oh well, he fucks with trans women, so he's gay. I need me a real straight man. A real straight man don't fuck with trans women regularly. A real straight man just makes an exception. Like that's the thinking of a lot of girls. And I'm only saying that because that's what's been thrown at me. I've heard it. I've been in these. I mean, I've been in a lot of these clubhouse spaces, just sitting here listening to the girls talk, listening to them talk, not arguing, just hearing them out, hearing what they got to say, hearing their perspectives, whether it's on Twitter Spaces or Clubhouse. They are not shy about talking about how not straight men are if they mess with trans women, or how not straight men are if they like pre-op girls or non-op girls. So it's crazy how that is, but it's like, yo, you got to eradicate that in the community first before you worry about the rest of society. You got to come on. So, you know, ain't nobody, there's no counter voices in a lot of these spaces. So I'm getting rid of this fucking thing. I'm flying again. We're not doing this. Get rid of this vehicle. I don't want to be driving this damn car everywhere. Return. So let me get my hover bike back.
You're through to your garage. You need me to bring you a ride? It's on the way.
Bring me my oppressor. Yeah, like, why are we even included in the... Yeah. And that's another side of it. But then, does the trans... I'm sorry, I'm Courtney, I'm a little bit behind here. I'm about 8 minutes behind on the comments. But it says, like, why are we even included in the LGBT? Trans is an identity, not a sexuality like others. And, you know, the fact that trans is in the LGBT community spectrum, whatever, that does create a lot of confusion. It definitely creates a lot of confusion because y'all are really the ones that are different. Everybody else, their identity is just dictated on who they fuck. So now trans women have to assume other, you know, on top of trans, you can be heterosexual. You can be a trans lesbian. You can be a trans pansexual. All these things because it's not a, you know, sexual identity. And I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. Who the fuck this nigga at? Show fuck ass out of here, bitch. So, but you know what? The fact that trans women are in the LGBT group spectrum creates confusion. It creates confusion when it comes to the men that engage with y'all, because then what you get is people saying, oh, well, you know, I think that just lends to the whole confusion around, like, trans women not being women. And, you know, well, these guys like trans women, so are they gay? What's going on? And then it also leads to further invalidation of sexual orientation identities, sexual identities like transamorous and transattracted. So, you know, transamorous and transattracted can't get its own space because trans is in there, and, you know, people don't see it as legitimate. And, you know, they don't understand that really transamorous is, it's in there just like the B's and the G's and the L's. Like, it all just has to do with who you're fucking. So, you know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But yeah, you're right. And that y'all probably shouldn't be in there. It is a whole problem. Rite of passage. Yeah, rite of passage. Yeah, that Yeah, she really did believe that it was a rite of passage, but this is a girl who hangs out with multiple girls on Clubhouse all day. Like, it's so it ain't just her that think that. Oh my, wow, I heard that's crazy. Yeah, yeah, trans women are definitely.
Oh, shit, man.
Oh, so you like this? Well, that means you gay. You gay, nigga. You gay. But that's also why, I counsel and train men up to, really think for themselves and just don't come into this because, we are conditioned to, okay, this is the oppressed community. Oh, let me turn on my missiles. This is the oppressed community, and I'm here to be an ally, so I am going to listen to the oppressed community. But the problem is, not everybody in this space is here to give you the best advice, the best feedback, whatever else. Like, they're telling you shit that helps them out, not what's real. So, sitting there telling men that they're gay if they like this will warn men away from, like in pre-op or whatever, because, they want their men to be really straight. They want to be validated. They're looking to validate their own femininity through the sexuality of men that they're literally bullying into having the sexuality that they want. So, like, I push critical thinking. I push men into thinking for themselves and not just accepting any old narrative from any girl, because a lot of these narratives are tainted in insecurity and bullshit. So I definitely don't go for that. Let's see here, Liberty. Do you think we would ever have a celebrity trans woman change the game in the world, with her and her high value husband doing an interview on GQ on YouTube? No. And here's why. I think the trans community is swept up in the same BS everyone else is, in this whole high value man, he got to be a baller, all that, stripper culture BS. It's a lot, but essentially I think the ball gets rolling with more just everyday people, average couples, coming to light and being seen and being visible, because the girls are already chasing the money. They're already chasing the ballers, the entertainers, or whoever's, and let's be real, that ain't for everybody, even though they want that. Just like for the men, that porn star girl ain't for you, bruh. Not everybody. That ain't for everybody. So I don't think it would really do that much. I really don't think it would do that much. It helps just as much as Sierra and Russell Wilson helps. Which, I mean, it doesn't at all, because nobody's changing behaviors to get themselves to Russell Wilson. They just want to stay there. They want to stay their same old fucked up selves and sit there and believe they deserve a Russell Wilson. So, no, I really don't. We already tried the celebrity transamorous kind of thing with Malik, and the community wasn't ready for it. They didn't know how to handle it, and they fucked it up. And that man has, he's distanced himself. He's fallen back, and he was truly hurt by the way the community responded, and by how much, how fickle people were. He made a lot of sacrifices being a man, a celebrity, having all these connections. He got kicked out. His fraternity got rid of him. I think he got kicked out of it, or he was just taken off any boards. Like, he couldn't serve on anything.
We got.
But it's just like, yeah, there was a lot of sacrifices made on his part, and nobody respected that. And it's just like, nah. Like, Laverne Cox and her husband, not gonna help. And honestly, and I'm just speaking for the black community itself, the black trans community itself, it ain't gonna help unless she's with a black man. Because this community has such a big problem with black men, and we need to end the negative narrative around black men specifically. Because black men are all the awful things under the sun, when we all know Julio beating his girl up and cheating on her, and same with Liam, he can't control this dick either. So it's just, you know, a realization that we need to not be so just negative. We need to not be so anti-black when it comes to black men specifically. Well, yeah, that's why I explained it. If we're talking about things that are going to help, it would push things along and change things, because a lot of these girls don't have hope. A lot of people are swirling the toilet in negativity and, you know, just straight up shitting on all black men, giving up on black men, when, you know, there are good black men out here, but they're just not going to be the quote trade that you want. And for people that don't know what trade is, that's the essentially it's just think of it as somebody that is just physically appealing just for the sake of sex. So, you know, essentially wanting just the hot guy only. Okay, that's cool, but that hot guy may not want to settle down. And that's just the reality of the situation. But there's a lot of really good dudes who ain't making baller money, making average man money, you know, 50,000, who, you know, are going to honor you every day and emotionally support you and do right by you and put a ring on it. So, you know, it is all about what you want. So, I mean, I had to grow to understand and realize that, you know, all these girls from the porn and the OnlyFans ain't really it for me. And that's not really where I'm going to get what I want out of life, because they're not interested in that. They ain't interested on giving that up and settling down. They're in a different mode. So, you know, it just took growth for me to understand what was really important. And I pulled back in terms of, you know, I had a list a mile long. I had to come down on my list and you know, stop being so super picky and looking for that perfect person. But, you know, money is a big thing with us because we are poor people. Americans in general are poor as fuck. We are all poor. We are all peasants. So I understand how money is just such a big thing, but it's just like, yo, there's more to that. And, you know, I look at my sister's relationship. She makes more than her man. And, but, you know, they've been together for a few years now. But he validates her. He makes her feel beautiful. He's emotionally supportive. He helps her become a better person. And that's what she gets out of the relationship, not just money specifically. So, you know, there is something to be said for that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're all peasants for sure. Got to be aware. I didn't come to that realization until I started working security at a Vegas-style nightclub and was around people that were literally spending, like, they were spending a legit $20,000 a night on bottles. And I'm like, yo, I'm poor. So, anyway, trade is basically a scary man. They call them trade because you may be trading your life. Definitely not dating / husband material. That's true. But trade got the 10-inch, the 12-inch banger. Trade got that swag. Trade's that guy that validates the femininity in a certain way. Shit. I need to kill that guy. He's killing me. Fuck. So, you know, it's just a thing. It is definitely a thing. And oh, did somebody just take my shit? This nigga just stole my vehicle. Anywho. So yeah. I mean, essentially trade is just a guy that's just there to fuck on. Like, you know, you want him just for the physicality of it. He doesn't actually offer anything good for you. He's gonna be abusive. His animation is too quick. I can't wind up and punch. But, you know. But and that's another side of it, Liberty. And I want to just acknowledge your comment real quick. Says I used to think that a black man can give me the dream life I want, kind of like I would be settling for a black man because I felt the black man that I knew weren't open about trans women, keep on DL, and they tend to care about how society view them. And that's true, we do, but I think the differentiator is in terms of what it is to be a black man. Like, black men have to live up to so much in terms of what it means to be a black man. It's crazy. So it's just like, you know, black man is all these things. And it's just like, yeah, to be a black man, I have to be this ultra tough being, and I have to portray this level of masculinity and all these, like, there's so much weighing on us in terms of what it means to be a black man that's validated and seen as a good black man. And, you know, that's one of the points that I've always made whenever I do panels on, like, for LGBT groups. You know, a good black man is a straight black man. Nobody ever says he's a good black man if he's gay. When they say a good black man, the people who control our community, cis women, are talking about straight men. And when I say straight men, men who will only engage in cis on cis relationships, because by no means am I asserting that men who date trans women are not straight. Y'all know I ain't here for that bullshit. Fuck. Run. This dude is just, I can't bring any weapons in here. They won't let me have weapons. So I have to get shanked all day. This is awful. I hate this so much. I wish I could cancel these missions out because I hate whenever they give me this one. And anywho, but I appreciate you, you know, for giving us a chance, because there are women that just won't give us a chance, and they just think all black men are all these things, and it's like, yo, it's plenty of bums out here, but it's plenty of professional brothers that's going without because they don't have the swag, they not seen as that cool, whatever else, or, you know, you're not into a nigga that likes wearing nice suits, and you into the nigga that wear the Timbs. But it is a matter of maturity as well. Just like with these guys, it's, you know, it's a matter of maturity. Do you like the OnlyFans porn-bodied girls, or do you like a girl that can offer more? Are you looking for more than just a woman with body? So, you know, all those things. All those things. And now, I'm not saying the dorky man don't have to have any level of swag in how he dresses and you know, portrays himself and takes care of himself. I'm not saying women, you got to settle for bums. But, you know, it's going to be some niggas that ain't into just sitting around smoking and playing 2K. There's going to be some niggas that's in there watching anime. Or it's going to be some niggas that's into some different things. So, you know, that's it. But, you know, I think people do see toxic behaviors like, oh, yeah, he's violent. I like him. I like me a real aggressive man. It's like, okay, well, when that aggressive man gets aggressive, like, good luck. Like, that's me. I want a bad chick. I want, oh, yeah, she got this, and this. Okay. Well, have fun with that, buddy. I just want peace. And I have it. Thank the Lord. It took me long enough. I went through enough trials and tribulations to find that.
Damn it. I'm gonna
I'm just sitting there mashing on this trigger button, just trying to punch people to death, just so I can kill the one person who has drug supplies. This is crazy. It's fucking crazy. I hate this so much. Sorry, let me really see here. Strong, like he sets the trends, or even himself, others who don't serve, move them in any direction. And that's, you know, what you're talking about, Liberty. You know, a man who was strong, who sets trends, who was essentially unmovable, unshakable. Like, that's where the mentorship and the counseling comes in. Is where, like, men like myself get to, you know, we get to help these guys and help center them and help them stay affirmed in themselves. And you know, they go into these conversations with friends and family knowing I know who and what I am, and you can't take me out of that, and you can't make me ashamed of it. And like that's what I'm really going for with all this is you know, ooh, wrong door. So like that's really what it is for me is, you know, when we talk these guys up and help them have these conversations, you know, we're really trying to help these guys out and help give them confidence. So I've literally sat there on the phone with men. I talk to them before they talk to their mom, and these are black men, because you know the relationship between a black man and his mother is definitely special because most of our households are single parent households run by women. So you know that is a really huge step when he tells his mom. So you know I've seriously been on the phone with them beforehand, and then I talk to them afterwards, you know, as a wrap up. But you know they just need that extra bit of confidence, that little help, that boost, that support to kind of steel them so that when they show up and their mom is raining all sorts of holy hell on them, you know, they can handle that. So, anywho, let me see. Read this comment. Oh, man. Yeah, critical thinking is big. I'm open to all men. I pay attention to his mindset, I guess. Yeah, and liberty. Like, whoever's training up these young girls really need to be on that junk. Teaching them to pay attention to a man's mindset, really. Pay attention to a man's mindset, what he's doing with his life. You know, I had to sit here and literally argue with some of these girls like, yo, you shouldn't be dating drug dealers. Like, no, don't date the drug dealers. Like, that's stuff you tell your teenage sister, like, hey, look out for them dudes. Don't be around them dudes. But girls like, oh, no, it's cool. I could date a drug dealer. He's this. I'm like, okay. Until you get pulled over and both of y'all get caught in the car with guns and drugs, then what? I don't want you gonna be whining and crying about how they treat trans women in jail when your ass shouldn't have been there because you shouldn't have been with that nigga in the first place. God damn. How much does it take to kill these dudes? Oh, I hate this so much. Exactly. Dorky, corny black man can clean up. I mean, they can. The brothers got to have some swag, though. You know, I'm a dorky black dude, but yo, my suit game is on 10. I like putting on a nice jacket, you know, some nice pants, some nice shoes, and going out, stepping out looking good as fuck. Like I'm here for all that.
Shit, bro! Your teeth will make a nice necklace. Bullshit.
Damn, they're not dead. Like, y'all see all these punches I'm putting into these dudes. You would think that would not be a profound or controversial statement. Don't date drug dealers, but it's some stupid basic shit. But you have to tell grown ass people, hey, maybe it's not a good idea to date the guy that's gonna, you know. God damn. Fucking okay. I hate this game so much. I hate this shit. I hate this shit. I'm not saying black nurses only as you can date. It's just, you know, watch out what a nigga's into. And if a nigga ain't got nothing in his life other than weed and 2K, you might want to rethink who you're spending your time with and giving your attention to, because, you know. Look at this. I didn't even get a hit in. And I didn't even get a hit in. This is crazy. I hate this. I hate this so much. Normally I can, like, one of the first 2 or 3 guys I kill is it, but it's one of these knife wielding guys.
I'm gonna smash your cranium.
Come on over here, dude.
What, bro? You want a baseball bat to the face?
Jesus. Y'all see this, right? Y'all see this. I'm throwing punches. These guys are not getting new lives. Like, I'm throwing punches into these dudes, and I keep getting killed. Finally. I just had to get one person to drop me some drug supplies. That was not worth it. If I wasn't talking to y'all, if I wasn't talking to y'all, I would have quit, and then I get hit by a car, of course. So, what else is in these comments? Oh yeah. But yo, all that understanding, like, you know, I believe that's just a maturity move. I understand everybody's got to grow up, and their tastes have to grow up with them, and I understand that. I really do. I totally do. Girls gonna want the bad boys early on, and fellas is gonna want the bad bitches early on, and then we start to understand there's more to this than just how somebody look or their demeanor or whatever. You start to understand certain things. So I was lucky my sisters understood that earlier. Well, early. Early enough, I guess. But yeah, my sister used to love the roughnecks. All the niggas she dated had a record. She was only fucking with the roughneck niggas. So, like that used to be her mindset. Now she only fuck with niggas that's on some different shit. She don't mess with none of them kinds of dudes no more because she grew out of it. So, and I understand that, a lot of trans women, they have to grow out. From what my friends tell me, the transition is essentially you starting your womanhood over, I guess, in a way where it's just like, you got to grow up. You got to grow out of some things. You're starting over, and, you have some immaturity and some things you need to grow out of. So, like, I get that. And that's why I'm not here to demonize people or whatever else. But I understand it is a matter of growth. But, I think what happens a lot of times is, and since I'm on my own channel, talking my own shit, be upset with me if you want to, but I think that a lot of women don't put themselves around other trans women that would help them grow in the right way. Well, I'm sorry, not the right way, but just help them mature. I think there is something to some people having a stake and others staying in a state of arrested development. As long as you stay down here with me, I'm good. Now, that little piece of cocaine supply, and I did all that work, man, I'm mad. That's some bullshit. But, and that's a whole nother thing. Like, when I run into some girls and they got, not just the blurbs, but the black goths as well, the ones I met, treated me like a queen, as a woman of trans experience, truly gentleman. I mean, there's that too. There is that. There definitely is that. So I got caught up in a conversation with some other guys, and there's this term called like alternate black, and being alternate black essentially is just a dude who isn't in the mainstream of like swag and Timberlands or swag and all the new Jordans and all that kind of stuff. The dude that likes the anime, or the guy who wants to be a little goth or whatever else, like that kind of junk. So, yeah, I mean, and a lot of those guys have the same story where they ended up dating. A lot of them ended up dating white women early on because, for whatever reason, the black women that they wanted couldn't appreciate them. And, I was definitely in that boat. I just went where I was appreciated, honestly. So. Wait. Everybody dead? Nice. So, but I would never, be on some like I only date white women kind of shit, because that shit is whack. Like, if I meet a dude I'll say like this. I don't fuck with men that only date white women. I don't fuck with men that don't see the beauty in black and they own women. Like something's wrong with you. If you are a person, man or woman, and you can't see the beauty in the opposite gender of your own race, there's something wrong. Something happened. Something is off. It is not normal. It's not anything I would care to validate. So, you know, I just, there's something not quite right with that. So, and I don't mind interracial dating or anything like that. For me, it's when you say I will not date my own race, period. You can. I have been a person where I would definitely date a black woman, but then I ended up dating white women or Asian women or whatever, or Latin women. My current girlfriend is black, but you know, that's just, you know, it's about who you fuck with and who fucks with you and who appreciates you. And you know, she appreciates me. So now I'm from the South. There are plenty down here, just not many goth types. Where I'm at now, not that I'm against it. Yo, and that's one thing, Courtney, like, that was one thing I really enjoyed when I moved to Atlanta, like, because in these smaller cities like Milwaukee, there aren't that many shades of black. Hey, I'm just stocking my businesses.
Goodness.
I'm just handling business. I leave my business handling alone. But actually in Atlanta, there was a lot more like black nerd types than I had ever been around, because I wasn't used to seeing so many different kinds of black people. Because in a lot of these small cities, black only comes in one variety. And you know, where I'm at, it's like you're not black if you don't have the Jordans, if you don't talk a certain way, if you're not dressed a certain way, there's so many stipulations on being validated in your blackness here. It's criminal. So, you know, being in Atlanta and being in the South, it's just like all you need is black skin and you black. And especially with Atlanta, there were so many black people, like you had space to acknowledge all the different kinds of black people there are, and we were all on the same team. So, you know, Dragon Con was dope as hell. It's like Comic Con, but with, you know, we you know how we do. We got our own special twist on everything. So it was definitely dope. I don't know where in the South you are, but you know, the South got the big black cities. You know, you got your Dallas, Houston, Atlanta. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't actually get down there and shoot them. I just blow them up from on high. I'm not here to get killed. I'm just here to get my drug supplies and be on my way. I got my shotgun just in case. Just in case. Okay, how do I get out of here? But yeah. Dang, y'all better find each other on Facebook, y'all. Oh, it's Corey. I would say, Liberty and Corny, y'all better find each other on Facebook. Y'all having a whole ass moment on this stream. Which is some shit I can appreciate. Why do they have these things? You can't break them. I tried. What up, Corey? Librium Coritate is my main man, Corey. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's got his own content on there. So, you know, he tells his story, which is really dope and unique. And, you know, it's definitely the kind of stuff that people need to hear. You know, they need to hear more stories from men because, you know, for whatever reason, people got it in their head that cis men just have everything super easy. I think it's really kind of, you know, the fucked up ways of modern feminism that kind of got people believing some shit that ain't true. But, yeah. Lord. Alright, let me catch up on these fucking... Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm tired of these people. I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all gotta die now. I'm just trying to deliver my drugs. Peaceful. Okay, see, now more people want to show up. Who else wants some? I love mine. What do they call that? The Widowmaker. Love it. These cars just ain't gonna stop spawning up. Man, they almost killed me. That's cool. I'm like really close, so should be a problem. No, you don't. You're not rolling over. Alright, let me catch up on these. Because Corey has joined the fight. Oh, that was Corey saying the gameplay.
And we're still in business.
Hey, yo, Courtney, real talk, like, that's the thing. Just go with whoever appreciates you. Like, it ain't even no rules, or you gotta be, you know, you have to be with a black man or this, and this. I ain't even on that. Like, I've dated white women because that's, at the time, those were the girls who were appreciating me. They didn't appreciate who and what the fuck I was, so. All right, Corey. So, I mean, do your thing. Do your thing. But Courtney, I've run across quite a few black trans women that were like straight up on that divestment energy, where they just like, nah, fuck that. White men know how to treat us, and black men is this, and it's just like all this negativity. And I'm like, I'm not with that shit. Not with it. So I actually think it's whack how that is that kind of talk and behavior is validated by a lot of other black trans women. Like, yo, I can't be letting girls just dump on black men wholesale, and because we ain't letting dudes just straight up talk crap about black women. You know, so it's a mess. Sorry, that's my family down there. They loud and they a mess. Corny whole vibe, right? Corny the bomb. That's okay. So quit clowning. Yeah, Corey. Hey, Corey's in New York, Courtney. So there you go. The main man's in New York. Newly permanent resident of the NYC. Yeah, and y'all getting killed by that snow right now. So that's craziness. But I've done enough ranting and raving today, so I guess I might as well cut this stream. Thank you for watching me handle handle my my online business to keep this online digital money rolling in. But yeah, it's been a live stream has been overdue. So Courtney, Liberty, Corey, appreciate y'all commenting, keeping the conversation going down here. And you know, we're gonna be back on Saturday with that talk, and I'm gonna talk to my friend about what she's interested in seeing from that, because my friend Brianna's the one that won it. So I'm gonna deliver, cause I know she ain't the only one that want it. So, yep. So with that, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Let me stop this share. See you on Friday.